The righteous predecessors walked this earth with hearts full of light. Their stories are not just history, they are mirrors for our own souls. Let us sit together and learn from those who truly lived their faith. Abu Bakr gives everything he owns. When the Prophet, peace be upon him, called the companions to give in charity before the expedition of Tabuk, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, may Allah be pleased with him, brought every single possession he owned, leaving nothing for his family except Allah and his Messenger. When asked what he had left behind, he simply said, Allah and his Messenger. This was not recklessness, it was the fruit of a heart that had tasted complete trust in Allah. The practical takeaway is simple: ask yourself today, is there one thing you are holding too tightly, that you could loosen your grip on for the sake of Allah? Umar sends his own stipend away. Umar ibn al-Khattab, may Allah be pleased with him, was once the ruler of a vast empire, yet he lived with extraordinary simplicity. He was known to patrol the streets of Medina at night personally, checking on the welfare of his people. On one occasion he found a widow and her hungry children, and he carried flour on his own back to cook for them himself, refusing to let his servant do it. He said that on the day of judgment he would be answerable for every soul under his care. The takeaway: true leadership is quiet, personal service, not titles or recognition. Uthman equips an entire army alone. During the difficult hour when the Muslim army lacked provisions for the expedition of Tabuk, Uthman ibn Affan, may Allah be pleased with him, stepped forward and equipped roughly 950 camels from his own wealth, then added 50 horses on top. The Prophet, peace be upon him, declared, "Nothing Uthman does after today will harm him." Uthman wept with gratitude at those words. He did not give to be praised, he gave because the need was real and the moment demanded sacrifice. The takeaway: when a genuine communal need arises, do not wait for someone else to step in. Ali sleeps in the Prophet's bed. On the night the Prophet, peace be upon him, made his migration to Medina, the polytheists surrounded his house planning to kill him. Ali ibn Abi Talib, may Allah be pleased with him, was asked to sleep in the Prophet's bed, knowing full well the danger it placed him in. He agreed without hesitation, covering himself in the Prophet's green cloak, offering his life so that his beloved Prophet could reach safety. Allah protected Ali that night. The practical takeaway: true love for those you cherish means placing their well-being before your own comfort, and even your own safety. Bilal endures torture and still says Ahad. Bilal ibn Rabia, may Allah be pleased with him, was enslaved and tortured under the blazing Arabian sun, with a heavy rock pressed on his chest, simply because he had embraced Islam. His tormentors demanded he renounce his faith. Instead, through cracked and parched lips, he repeated one word again and again, Ahad, meaning one, affirming the oneness of Allah. Abu Bakr eventually purchased and freed him. Bilal later became the first muaddin in Islam, his voice calling believers to prayer. The takeaway: the hardest moments of your life can become the very moments that define your legacy of faith. Salman al-Farisi's lifelong search for truth. Salman al-Farisi, may Allah be pleased with him, was born in Persia into a fire-worshipping family. His soul yearned for something true, and he traveled from Persia to Syria to Iraq, serving Christian scholar after scholar, each one directing him onward toward a coming prophet in Arabia. He eventually arrived in Medina, was tested by the Prophet, peace be upon him, and recognized every sign. He embraced Islam with tears of relief. Allah mentions that his guidance reaches those who sincerely seek it. The practical takeaway: never give up searching for truth. Sincerity of heart is something Allah does not leave unrewarded. Rabia al-Adawiyya and the love of Allah. Rabia al-Adawiyya, the early female Sufi scholar of Basra, was among the most celebrated of the righteous predecessors in her deep, selfless devotion to Allah. She is remembered for saying that she did not worship Allah out of fear of his fire or desire for his garden, but purely out of love for him. Scholars of her era recognized her sincerity and wisdom. This reflects the Quranic ideal of those who love Allah above all else. The practical takeaway: examine your own worship today. Is it driven by routine, fear, or a genuine, growing love? Try to do one act of worship purely for love of Allah. Hasan al-Basri weeps over wasted time. Hasan al-Basri, the great scholar of the generation after the companions, was famous for his profound awareness of death and the shortness of this life. He would say, "O son of Adam, you are nothing but a number of days. Whenever a day passes, a part of you passes with it." He wept often, not out of despair, but out of a deep reverence for accountability before Allah. His students described his face as that of a man who had just returned from burying his dearest friend. The practical takeaway: let a quiet awareness of time motivate you, not paralyze you, to fill each day with what truly matters. Uways al-Qarni, loved without ever meeting. Uways al-Qarni, from Yemen, never met the Prophet, peace be upon him, during his lifetime because he could not leave his elderly mother's side. Yet the Prophet told Umar and Ali, may Allah be pleased with them both, to seek out Uways after his passing and ask him to make du'a for them. Such was the station of this man whose devotion to his mother was itself a form of worship. The Prophet said of him that the best of the following generation would be this man. The takeaway: your unseen, unwitnessed acts of service and love, especially toward parents, are seen and honored by Allah. The Ansar share everything with their brothers. When the Muhajirin, the migrants from Mecca, arrived in Medina with nothing, the Ansar of Medina did something the world had rarely seen. They offered to divide their homes, their date gardens, and even their family wealth equally with their new brothers and sisters in faith. One companion offered to divorce one of his wives so that his Meccan brother could marry her after the waiting period. Allah immortalized this moment in the Qur'an, saying that those who love what was given to others more than what they kept for themselves, those are the ones who truly succeeded. The takeaway: generosity of this depth is still possible today, one small act at a time. Which of these souls moved your heart the most? Reflect on it today, and perhaps take just one step toward living as they did. If these stories brought you closer to Allah, please subscribe and journey with us.